Yo. Why they got him at the end pose off like that, yo? That was a great episode. Let me go edit this reaction real quick. Alright, let's about to edit the video. We about to edit. I'm gonna get this reaction posted for tomorrow. Make sure all my clips are synced. Wait. Hold up. Hold on. Something is wrong. What the heck? Why is there no audio in my clip? Up, down, no audio. Yo! I just saw the man recorded like 2 videos. I just recorded 2 videos. 2 videos of great content. I don't even remember what I said. Now I'm not gonna have no video to post my Grownish reaction. What the heck, yo? There is no audio. I play. Yo, play. Don't speak, girl, because they can't even hear you. Like, they can't hear you, girl. Like, don't speak. They can't hear you. What the heck, man? What the heck? Gosh, yo. Hi, everyone. It's Ms.Milkywayy here, and I am back with another video. And, oh, you scared me. I just see somebody stand up over there like, Whoo. Hi, everyone. It's Ms.Milkywayy here. And as you can tell by the previous skit or little shindig in the beginning of this video, yes, during the week I have recorded 2 episodes for Grownish. Season 2 I recorded episodes 7 and 8, you know, because I'm always playing catch up with my shows. So I'm like, okay, let me like throw down 2 episodes and go edit them and put it up for you guys to watch. Your girl sit up in there, forgot to check her mic to see if the audio is working. Okay, and then I went to go sit down, got prepared and everything, prepared my mind to have a late night, y'all, to edit. No audio. No audio. So here I am. I will be sitting down, obviously, and just reviewing my thoughts about episode number 7. I believe it was the episode where the enthusiastic sober consent policy was passed on the campus. But before we even jump in and talk about this topic, let me know if you guys are enjoying my Grownish reactions and reviews at the ending of the episodes down below. I don't usually sit down and do reviews for TV shows that I've watched, but if you, at the ending of this video, if you do like what you see and you prefer me to just review the episodes this way, especially for Grownish, let me know down below, because y'all, honestly, Grownish is that show where it's so real. It's so real, and they bring up controversial topics that in today's society we do not want to speak about. And I feel like I should be talking about some of those topics on my channel. And here I am. We are going to discuss, okay? And yeah. If you saw my post on my community tab, you saw that I mentioned my little whatchamacallit, my little dilemma on my community tab page. I post all my updates there and on Twitter and Instagram. So if you're not following, make sure you are following. And if you want to be part of the Nova Squad, guys, just hit the subscribe button down below and join our galaxy. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into this review. Okay, so in this episode, like I said, we saw the campus. Well, before that was even initiated, Cash, they were all at a party, and like Zoe narrated, she was like, it all started at a party. Like, honestly though, mad situations be going down at parties and events people don't need to be at like that. Like, oh my gosh. So anyways, they were at a party, and Cash had some drinks with this girl, and they were having drinks and more drinks and more drinks, and then they shared a night together. So because, oh, and I wrote some notes down too so I can remember what happened in the episode, because y'all, my memory, I don't know. So Zoe mentioned, and we saw like in the beginning of the scene of the episode, we saw Zoe and Cash's past relationship and how they were with each other. And The thing I liked about this show and with their relationship, it showed how young and dumb, I mean they're still young and dumb to an extent, but how young and how fresh they both were when they got into relationships. They went in there with like some expectations, I would say, or no expectations actually. They just jumped straight into it. They didn't know like if they were supposed to put up boundaries. Like for instance, Cash went and go put her whole like, oh, she's a virgin out there to the whole campus, and she didn't really like that. So it was like showing their young, fresh, stupid love and their first love. And I liked it because hopefully, I would like to believe that Zoe, her character, had grown from that one past relationship, because from that she was able, but before I even get there, yeah, so anyways, yeah, so she was doing that with Cash. And anyway, so Cash shared the night with the girl. Now, this is where everything went down, okay? The girl is gonna go tell her friend, go tell the guy friend, oh, Cash and I slept together, and she was like, I don't know, he was like, oh, something, and she's like, who cares, it's Cash. Dude gonna go and go tell his friend got the information misconstrued, and then the whole campus is playing telephone game. And like I mentioned in my reaction that you guys obviously are not going to see, I can't remember half of what I said, but I said that this whole thing, remember the whole monkey game that we played, like, oh, we say a word and we keep going down the line to see like where the word ended up to? And that's what it was with this situation. Like, they're playing a game off telephone and they didn't even know. And my thing is, the issue I had was that, okay, yeah, you slept with Cash Mooney, oh, cool. Y'all, this goes off to so much things, like this, oh my gosh. I'm tearing up. Okay, focus. Focus. Okay, let me touch on that situation. Just so much things were shown in that situation. You spent the night with him, with Cash. You're gonna go tell your friend you spent the night. Okay, you told him in confidence that he wasn't going to go and tell anybody else. No, he disrespected you. You had confided in him and told him this information, hoping that it would just stay between y'all two. No, he gonna go tell his friend because, oh my god, it's Cash Mooney. His friend thinks they took things out of like proportion, talking about, oh, she was faded, and basically saying, I guess trying to say like, oh, he had sex with her without her consent. And my thing is, she should have just kept it to herself. That was between you and Cash. But then again, in situations like this, it's not going to stay between her and Cash, because that was just something temporary. They weren't in a relationship. There was no like, okay, we did our dues, okay, let's keep it to ourselves or whatever like that. No, she feels like she needs to go and tell the whole world, oh, I slept with Cash, because Cash is somebody of importance. Okay, you reached the goal, but now look where the whole situation ended up. You know what I'm saying? Like, what, like, how do you feel now? What was the point of doing that? So she made me mad when she went and go tell Ting. That was not like, that is your business. That is your business. But even if you wanted to tell a friend, he had no right to go tell. So I feel like everybody was in their fault. But anyways, moving on, they fast forward to the whole scene with, dropped my phone. Okay, fast forward to the scene where all the characters were sitting in the lounge. And I like this episode too, because it was kind of drawing back from like how Grownish usually is, with the drama with relationships and all of the situationships with each character, and actually speaking about a subject that is so important and should be spoken about even before you reach our college campus, because this stuff is happening in high school. Heck, it's even happening in middle school from stories I've been hearing. Okay. Like, it's crazy out here in this world in 2019, 21st century. Like, oh my gosh. Anyways, so I liked how they were just having that sit-down conversation, because it's a conversation that needs to be. It needs to be happening if it's not happening already. So they talking whatever like that. Here is Aaron, and I liked it too because we saw each character's, I guess, true character. like, you know, personality. Like, Zoe is, oh my gosh, y'all, tell me down below if y'all don't agree already. Like, Zoe, right? Every situation that happens on the show, she'd be like, this is super problematic. Super problematic. Super problematic. Yeah. Like, oh my god, that is her favorite word. Okay, so it all started with Zoe, where she was talking about, like, you know, what's going on with this policy. And here comes Aaron talking about that your dude messed it up for everybody else. He's complaining how unsexy it is, how unsexy consent is, and how unsexy it is for you to be saying, oh, can I do this? Can I do this? Before every move, right? And Zoe's saying, like, no, it's not about how unsexy something is. It's talking about the actual issue, you know what I'm saying? And I liked each character in that moment. Aaron was stating how he's not for the policy because he just wants to do whatever. I asked you yes the first time and you said yes, okay, cool, let's get it. He don't want to be asking you every single step of the way. And Nomi was agreeing. Y'all, I love Nomi. I love Nomi so much. Nomi was agreeing. Vivek was agreeing. Sky and Jazz was just sharing their 2 cents. They weren't really saying what side they were on, but just being devil's advocate, I would say. And Anna and Zoe are the main ones that was like for this cause. I think it was Nomi and the other characters were saying something like, who is this policy really protecting? Oh, Aaron was like, oh, this policy is not protecting me, it's protecting you.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course you do, because it's designed to protect you, not me.
And I feel like a lot of times, like Vivek brought up too, like females aren't the only ones that get into situations like this. So I guess like where they're the victim in a situation when it comes to consent, men are too. I'm gonna get to that later. But yeah, he was like, it's only protecting you and not me. And Sky was like, who is this really protecting? And then Jazz goes on to say,
university. If something goes down, they want to be able to wash their hands of it and say, we had a rule.
Absolutely. As usual, the administration is just covering its own ass.
She was like, it's the school. The policy is protecting the school. So when a situation goes down, they can be like, okay, we had a policy in place. And you know what? It's like, I can't really fault the school, because one, when something goes down in any organizational structure, business structure, they put up rules so that they can't be sued or they can't be at fault for not bringing it up or saying that we talked about this. So they can cover their behind, you know, whatever else you do after the point is on you. Which I kind of see is an issue, because I feel like when I was in college, I'm not in college right now, but when I was going to school, it's like, I feel like college, I mean, it's not like high school where you're being babied, where people are telling you, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that. College is where you're out in the real world. You're having your own world experiences, and however way you handle it, that's how you handle it. The university is just here for you to have an education. And I don't know, I feel like that it becomes an issue, because then we have issues like this. It's like, yes, the university is here for me to come to school and learn. They should be more involved in the kids' life. Like, I know in some campuses they have organizations for different causes and cultures and stuff like that, but I don't feel like they're really involved, if you understand what I'm saying. If you go to college, you feel the same way too. Let me know down below. If not, let me know your point of views. Really, let me know. But yeah, I feel they're not involved. They just be throwing out rules and stuff to cover their behind so they won't get hit with a money suit. Another thing too, and then I think Luca went to the shade room. And guys, another part that is so important in today's society is like, I know I say in today's society all the time, but yeah. Luca was like, he went to the shade room and Cash is gonna go play ball overseas. You know what's so funny and so significant about that scene? Social media now, the Shade Room, Instagram, Twitter, that's where we get our news, and everything is fast, everything gets spread out there. Once it's out there, y'all. No cap, it's out there. Another thing that was brought up in this episode, Vivek and Aaron, two dynamic characters. Vivek was talking about how Aaron uses this thing called thought facts to, like a Carfax, basically check on the inspection of this person to see like their background story, how much people they've been with, what they've been doing, what do they do after they get into crazy situations, like, you know, to make sure like they are honey. What I do not like about our culture, I highly dislike when they refer to women as bitchs or thoughts. I don't like when men refer to women in that way, because what's that word? Self-fulfilling prophecy. I feel like once somebody, and I learned this too in my sociology class, it's like once you start calling somebody something and start saying, oh, you're this, you're that, you start behaving like it, because in your mind they're calling you that, I have to conform to that. And it's like nobody has it in them to be like, no, I am not that, do not call me that, you know. And I understand why they will call it thought facts, because, oh, the girl sleeps around and all this stuff, but it's like that main word thought facts is like you have no respect, men or women. I know some people probably looking at me like, but like there's no respect anymore. Like men, I'm just generalizing right now. I'm not saying this is for all men act this way or every woman act this way. This is a generalization, disclaimer, but I feel like there's no respect anymore when it comes to the male respecting a female. Like, why are you calling me that? And even if I am that, like, wouldn't you find it in some way to not be like, oh, because she's a thought, I'm gonna treat her like a dog, I'm gonna treat her with disrespect? No, why don't you be like, you know, I'm not saying you have to wait for a guy to tell you this too, but even my females too, like, you don't gotta stoop to that level. You don't have to stoop to the level of a thought. You're worth so much more. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Carry yourself with respect. Don't have someone coming up to you, and even if you are one or whatever it may be, like, realize that, okay, I'm much more than just my body. I'm much more than this. Like, that's a whole different story. But Zoe was like, why not just call it girl facts? Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And then that's when Sky jumps in and say,
girl, you know we do it too. It's how you figure out who the dirty Derricks of the world are.
no, we do it too. We scan the room for dirty Derricks. And like I'm saying, this is on both sides. Everyone does this. Everyone judges. Everyone has their own opinion. Everybody does something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you will go to an event. I will go to an event and I will scan the room to see if I can approach you or not. You know, like, what you know? And it's always that preconceived judgment that we have with someone or a situation before we approach them. I know that was a mouthful. Anyways, moving right along. Right after that, what happened? Okay, so Aaron, in this scene we were seeing like Anna and Aaron like having their banter because of that whole kiss they had in the previous episode. And another thing with this show, I find it funny how they're trying to pair a pro-black African male with a Cuban conservative. I feel like with this show they're trying to trying to say that, okay, even though we do have our disagreements, at the ending of the day, like, can love or can feelings overcome our initial beliefs? Yeah, so I feel like that's what the show is trying to portray, that, okay, yeah, you can be pro-black or you can be whatever like that and still come together. And I know it's a very, very touchy subject, but me personally, I kind of like Aaron and Anna together. I know some people don't, but I do. It's different, putting their beliefs aside. The whole scene where Aaron was scanning the room with his thought facts to find a girl that he can approach, that was suitable to approach. And when he was scanning the room, it said like Anna, like touch but don't touch again. No, can't touch but don't touch again, something like that. And then he scanned the room to his Michelle Obama. Y'all saw how they had her dressing? She was dressed in all classy. She was just in all classy and all prim and proper. No issue with that, but it's just funny, like, okay, the good girl that has good morals are going to be dressing a certain way, but the girl who was a thought is going to be dressing that way. I just find that so funny. Because it's not always the case. It's not always the case, y'all. Anyway, so at that moment, he approached his Michelle Obama. Anna, he was just there doing what Aaron does. He goes to a party, he picks up girls, whatever he does, that's him. Anna, she was catching feelings since that, even before the kiss, but after the kiss, it's like, okay, she's jealous now. Any girl Aaron goes up to, feel some type of way. So she carries some dude home who was actually faded. Carried him home thinking to make, trying to make Aaron jealous, but he wasn't even looking. He was doing his own thing. In that moment, like throughout the whole time they were talking in the lounge, you can see like they were both trying to make each other jealous. Like he was like, oh, I'm not always into Michelle's Obama's, and she's not also into like bolio tie, do whatever they call those things that you wear around your neck. And obviously it's clearly, like, we can clearly see it. Anna is way more into Aaron. Like, she's so into Aaron and trying to make him jealous when she went up to him for Vivek talking about some, like, she's talking to Vivek. And Aaron got a little bit jealous. We saw that. Aaron got a little bit jealous, like, wait. Or he could be saying, like, is she trying to make me jealous right now? I don't know. But I feel like some dudes are so slow to catch on, like, oh my gosh, like Aaron, like she's already head over heels for Aaron, like she's into him, and he's over here like trying to like put two and two together. But in that moment we see them trying to make each other jealous and whatever. Anyways, moving right along, another thing too, when they were talking, Anna mentioned that females do a lot of things that we don't want to do because we are supposed to be kind or polite. And she made that whole reference, which was so good. She was like, most of us, when we go to a restaurant and we want to switch our order, instead of telling the guy, okay, no, I don't want it, take it back, you just take it because you don't want to give that server that pressure of taking it back, or the pressure to recook it and make people upset, but you want to be polite and be kind so nobody look at you a certain way. And that's the whole thing too with the policy. Like, though the policy may have its flaws, it's like people, male or female, they get into situations where it's like at first you're like, yes, this is what I want, this is what I want to do, but while the waiter is bringing his food to you, at that moment you're like, man, I don't want this food no more, I don't want it. But to not come off as a punk, Vivek would say, or to come off as being rude or impolite, you would just sit there and take it. Pause. And not me, y'all, when I see Kim in, when she was talking about, okay, I don't want to take the food back, excuse me, waiter, I'm sorry, may I please change your order, I don't want it anymore. Simple. I do that, y'all. If I don't want to drink anymore, if I don't want a certain food anymore, I will send it back. But in that moment too, if I'm really hungry, I'm probably just gonna sit there and eat the food and just eat the food, whatever. It's food, it's food. And I love that reference because once you get into a situation where you feel like, okay, everything's about to be great, everything's about to be good, and then when it's about to happen in your mind, you're like, no, I do not want this anymore. Say no, just say no. And that's where the policy comes into play too, because at the initial moment, I guess maybe the person will ask, okay, do you want to do this? You say yeah. But then again, they have to be enthusiastic and be like, okay, yeah, can I do this? Because people change, y'all. People change. 1 minute you can be here, 1 minute you can be over there, saying, okay, yeah, I want this, yeah, I don't want this. So I feel like that's what the policy is trying to say during the act too. Like, it may come off as unsexy and not sloppy, but to protect everybody, honestly, be enthusiastic. Yeah. One more thing too is like, a situation happening, you were desperately waiting for that situation, but to save time and to save the server time and to save the cook time, you just say yes, even though that's something that you don't really want to do. And this initial topic about having the server bring your food, if you get my analogy where I'm going with this, it spins off into so much other topics too. Another thing too that I found interesting, Scott brought up that the policy doesn't care who you are or what status you are with a person. Because Zoe was like, oh, well, I'm in a relationship. Now, I would believe that if you're in a relationship or if you're getting into a relationship, wouldn't you make your intentions clear? You know, wouldn't you make your boundaries clear? But I guess that's not the case for everybody. Before you get into a relationship, some people just jump in haphazardly, not knowing what they're getting into. And I'm going to make a separate video on relationship and relationship goals, because that's a whole different topic. A lot of people jump into situations haphazardly, not knowing what they're getting into, just because, oh, this feels great, or this person looks good, or the situation is based off of material things. It's like people forget to set up boundaries. Simple things as like Cash respecting Zoe's privacy. Like, don't put my business out there like that. And it's like, make your boundaries clear, make your intentions clear. And that's why Sky was saying the policy doesn't care who you are. You could be in a relationship and people feel like, okay, just because in a relationship you owe me this, you owe me that, but not necessarily that you're in a relationship you're bound to do whatever that person wants to do, or the person just can't automatically assume that you're down to do something that they want you to do just because y'all, for the sake of the relationship. I hope you guys understood what I just said. Like I said, I would believe that before you get into relationships that you would discuss everything, but I know you can't discuss everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta be enthusiastic. Okay, keep reassuring your partner or keep bringing up the subject like, okay, is this what you want to do? Like, let me know. Like, there needs to be some form of conversation before people just be going out and doing stuff, because this is why we have so much issues in the world. Okay, and people are just messed up spiritually and their soul is just a mess, y'all. Like, nobody's talking anymore. I have an issue with you. Let me talk to you. I don't want you doing this. Let me talk to you. Like, talk, people, talk. Anyways, yeah, so the policy really doesn't care who you are, if you're in a relationship or not, what your status is. No. Before even this policy even was brought up on campus, like, people just need to have conversations about respect. Seriously. And what you allow and what you don't allow. And that goes even with friendships too. This goes beyond intimacy. Like, just a plain old respect conversation. Anyways, and so overall, this episode, I don't want to make this conversation too long, but overall, at the ending, Luca caught offense. Look, y'all, I love Luca and Zoe's relationship so much, because just so much things that both of them are learning and growing and just experiencing, and more than she ever did in Cash in her relationship. Like, he caught feelings. He was like, oh, so this is Badu. Oh, okay, I'm leaving. He's mad because at the party, Zoe was talking to Cash. And he saw it like, okay, like, this is my girl. Why is she talking to her ex, you know? And in that moment, my phone about to fall again. This goes to show, like, how far do your boundaries extend? Yeah, in that moment, Luca was jealous. He was just straight up jealous. The sun just went away from my window. Wow. Okay, please come back. Thank you. Luca was jealous. And even though Zoe told him, like, no conversation, like, nothing more happened in the conversation or any action was done, like, nothing happened, he was just jealous. He was really just jealous, and he didn't trust her. And I like that, because even though they're in a relationship, there are still some areas that were not covered. And, you know, it takes This phone keep falling. It takes situations to happen for you to, you know, say how you feel or be transparent or showcase an area where you lack, you know. And Luca's issue too, when he came back to the room that night to apologize, y'all, I love Luca.
Look, I'm sorry. I trust you. I should have trusted you enough to talk to you about it.
I just love his vibe. I love his personality. Anyways, when he came back, he said, I'm sorry I didn't trust you. And his issue was just trusting her because he believed that, he thought that she was gonna be disloyal, even though he knows that he will always be true to her. He felt some type of way because even when Aaron is around, he felt some type of way. When Aaron even mentioned in the beginning of the episode, oh, to Zoe, when Aaron was like, oh, your boy messed up, and Luca was like, he's not her boy. Like, Luca and Zoe, Zoe is his girl, okay? And he just doesn't want anybody coming in and swooping what he worked hard to, you know, to earn, you know? And he just wants to feel like he can trust Zoe and Zoe trusts him. And there's loyalty there. And that was his issue. And I liked how they did that because in every relationship you're gonna have issues, you're gonna have problems, and you just gotta work through it. So overall this episode was great, and I liked how they wrapped it up at the ending with Anna, Nomi, and Zoe talking back at their apartment. Nomi said that how maybe the policy, she said the policy is not black and white, and it's not like okay, yes or no, which it should be, I guess, in some cases or some instances. But it's the reason why we're having issues with this, and the reason why the characters were having issue with this, because the situation is not black and white. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of gray areas that we need to touch up on and talk about, you know. And yeah, so Zoe was just saying that how she was like, yeah, she was just saying how the policy is just making them talk about uncomfortable things, and she was like, what is just talking going to do? And I loved Anna in this episode. I really do. Some episodes should be annoying me, but in this episode I loved her. She was like, okay, it's not just talking, it's just the mere fact that we're actually sitting down right here and having a conversation and making us aware about our choices and decisions. That's why the policy came up. We need to sit back and have a conversation, because a lot of times in our daily lives, especially on college campuses, a lot of young people actually are just trying to find their way, trying to unravel themselves, and it's like everything in their life is going fast. Everything is going fast. Everything is coming at them. Negative things, negative situations, positive, whatever it may be. Everything is coming at you. Like, life is literally hitting you down, y'all. Like, it's no joke. Okay, college is no joke. It's a learning experience. Seriously, it's really a learning experience, life experience, and educational. So she was just saying that this policy is making us talk, and I couldn't agree more. Here I am sitting up in here talking to y'all about the episode, and it's just supposed to be a show. But no, the writers of this show obviously intended for us to sit back, draw away from like the drama with the relationships and situations just for a second, and let's talk about something that is important that we all need to discuss and sit back. Because like I said, young people in today's times, like, everybody's just moving so fast, you know, and we jump into situations that we shouldn't even be in the first place. You know what I'm saying? To avoid all of these things, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's not just talk, and most of the times it may be uncomfortable, but at the ending of the day, at least we had this conversation. And now that we had this conversation, what are we going to do to change it? What are we going to do to change our behavior and the outcome of situations, you know? Yeah, guys, this was a long talk. I wasn't intending to talk very long, but I did. This episode was a great episode. We took time off from Grownish's tone of the episode, and we went to a different, completely new vibe. And I mean, the show is always talking about things that matter and things that happen in our society and pop culture and social media, everything that's modern these days. That's Grownish. So yeah, we just took time out to sit down and talk about something that's very important. And yeah, if you had enjoyed this review slash rant slash whatever you want to call it, let me know down below. If you have anything, your thoughts about the episode, do you like how the writers are putting Anna and Aaron, you know, together, whatever the heck it may be. Whatever it is, let's talk down below. If you also have liked this video and want to see more videos like this or more reactions where I sit down, I watch the show and I talk about the show after, if you want to see that, let me know down below. And if you have liked it, don't forget to give the video a big thumbs up. And also if you want to be part of the Nova Squad, come and join our community. Just hit the red subscribe button down below. Okay, it takes 2 seconds. It is red. It's right there. Just like scroll your mouse over like a little bit, right? Go up if you're not up. Click it. 2 seconds. It's free. And hit the bell right next to it so you get notified when I post another video, because I will be making another sit down video for episode 8 that I recorded and didn't get the audio for, and that was a great episode. So if you want to see me talk about what happened in that episode, y'all make sure y'all turn on the notification bell so you know when I post. Okay, and that is pretty much it for this video. Is there anything else I need to discuss? Nah, y'all, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. If you had watched this far, I really appreciate you and your attention span. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. Milky Way out.